Today we're going to be talking about 6 high yield savings accounts in no particular order other than the first one, which is what I personally use, but I think all of these are good options at the end of the day. And if you're unfamiliar with what a high yield savings account is, it's like your simple savings account, although it offers a much higher interest rate where you can actually earn a sizable amount of cash instead of earning like $1 a year. And you'll find these higher interest rates typically with online banks more than your brick and mortar, but you will see a few in this video. So let's get into our first account, which is Ally Bank, which is where I actually have my high yield savings stash at. And that's in part due to their buckets feature. This feature essentially lets you create digital envelopes or stashes where you can split up your money for different goals and you still earn interest on your total balance. This is a feature that has helped me stay organized, and I really love it because I can know where I'm at in relation to my goals and what I need to do to get there. They're currently offering an APY of 3.80%, and I just want to note the fact that these can change and will change on all of these high yield savings accounts. So if you're watching this at a later time, they might have changed since then. Ally Bank has no monthly maintenance fees or minimum balance requirements. They're FDIC insured up to $250,000 and have 24/7 customer support. And here is a list of the fees that they do have, and they are transparent about what will cost you. Overall, it's not the highest APY that you can get out there, but I honestly prefer stability, and I really like the interface. It's nice, it's reliable, I feel like I can trust the bank. So it's where I've decided to keep my money for the meantime, and I like it a lot. So now, if you are looking for a bank that continually has a high APY and is extremely competitive, then Western Alliance Bank is a great choice. From what I've seen, they always have a competitive rate even when the Fed is cutting interest rates. They currently offer an APY of 4.40% with no account fees and a minimum deposit of $500 to get started. And they are also FDIC insured up to $250,000. But you don't have to maintain that $500 after you open the account, so if you just want to hold $1 in there for some reason, then you can do that. Now, one thing to note is that you cannot fund this account through checks or wires and can only transfer funds from one designated linked account. And one thing to note about these transfers is that it can take up to 5 business days for these funds to become available. This is definitely a bank where if you're going to stash some money away, you want to stash some money away and not be trying to transfer money all the time or take money out. Our next high yield savings account is a very popular one, and for very good reason, and that is SoFi's checkings and savings. At this moment, they have an APY of 4% with a sign-up bonus of $50 to $300 cash. But there are some caveats to getting this bonus, which we're going to get into. First of all, you'll need to open a SoFi checkings and savings account and set up direct deposit. Otherwise, if you do not set up direct deposit, you'll only get 1.20% instead of 4%. Things that qualify for direct deposit are recurring deposits of regular income into your checking or savings account, such as payroll, pension, or government benefit payments like Social Security. So basically your paycheck. Things like PayPal, Venmo, or wire transfers do not contribute to your direct deposit activity. Now let's talk about that $50 to $300 cash bonus. Bear with me here for a second and hopefully this makes sense. Now the bonus that you receive, whether it be $50 or $300 or $0, is directly correlated to how much you receive in direct deposits during that eligible period. And the period of which your direct deposits are measured for the bonus begins when SoFi receives a direct deposit of $1 or more and ends 25 calendar days later. So for example, if the total amount in direct deposits that you receive is between $1 and $1,000, you will not get a cash bonus. If it's between $1,000 and $4,999, then you get $50 cash bonus. And if it's $5,000 or more, you will receive that $300 bonus. So let's say that you set up your paycheck to get directly deposited into your SoFi account. Let's say that first deposit is $2,500. And then you get paid maybe 2 weeks later and it's another $2,500. As long as it's within those 25 calendar days, you will get that $300 bonus. Hopefully that's clear. It's kind of murky, but if you have any questions, then leave them down in the comments and I'll see if I can kind of clear it up. But moving on, SoFi has no account fees, no fee overdraft coverage, and is FDIC insured up to $2 million. And you earn 0.50% interest on that checkings account. Similar to Ally's bucket feature, SoFi has what they call vaults, where they're an extension of your account, where you can earmark money for goals or an emergency fund while still earning the same interest rate on your money as a whole. So like I said, this is a popular high yield savings account. I just believe that there are some qualifiers that you should be made aware of before you go ahead and open one of these up. The next high yield savings account that we will be talking about is Pi Bank. I'm putting this account in here for some of those who are just looking for the highest APY possible. And before we go through what they have to offer, I would just advise some caution on parking your savings here, as this is a very new company that originated in Spain back in 2018, expanded to Colombia in 2022, and has now made its way to the US in 2024. However, their slogan, "Banking as easy as pie," is kind of fire. I kind of like it. Pi Bank is currently offering 4.75% APY, and I've seen it go even as high as 5.50%. Their savings account has no fees and no minimum balance penalties or requirements, and they are FDIC insured up to $250,000. Now, something to take into consideration is you can only wire money into your Pi Bank account. They do not do electronic transfers, so if you're thinking about opening a savings account, I would check with whatever your main bank is and see if they charge a fee for wire transfers. Otherwise, just have this be a place where you just park your money, and just don't plan on having it come out anytime soon. If you're willing to risk your money with an establishment that hasn't been around for a while, then by all means, this is the place for a high APY. I'm not saying that they're going to fail or anything. I don't know that for sure, but I know some people are more risk adverse like myself and want to be with a well-established institution. Next up on our list is American Express's high yield savings account. Obviously, this is a switch up from our last one where this bank has been around for a long time and that you know your money is safe here. And I want to note the fact that they're going to have some similar features and interest rates to other big banks like Capital One or Discover. Amex offers a 3.80% APY. They have no fees to open an account, no minimum deposit, and no monthly fees. And of course, something that they pride themselves on is their customer service, which you can access 24/7 if you need to. Obviously, not one of the highest APYs out there, and you'll see that with a lot of your bigger banks, but it's definitely somewhere where you can feel comfortable having your money there. Lastly, we have Marcus by Goldman Sachs. They offer a APY of 3.90%, verging on that 4%. They have no fees and no minimum deposit. They are FDIC insured and allow same-day transfers of $100,000 or less to and from other banks. So if you need to pull some cash out in a hurry, you can. And there's no limit to the number of withdrawals or transfers you can make from your online savings account. They have a contact center available 24/7, and they did receive J.D. Power Award for highest customer satisfaction in 2024. They also have a sort of calculator / compare tool that you can look at other banks comparatively and see what interest rates they offer, as well as how much cash you'll end up with in savings. So I believe this would be a good one if you want to have immediate control over your funds. May that be you just want to have access to them, or you want to move them about freely. But overall, I don't think you can go wrong here. If you guys have any other recommendations, please leave them in the comments below. We have our friend here has been helping us out. He's done all the research for me. Just kidding, he doesn't do squat. The only squatting he does is in his kitty box. If you guys are interested in some credit cards that I think you should consider going into 2025, then check out this video here, and I hope to provide more value to y'all in the future.